The Expedition Tremor is basically Ford's Land Cruiser. Let's see what it's all about. I'll include a link to the Ford here in Ogden's website in the description down below. They're providing us with the Expedition. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Powering this is a twin turbo 3.5 liter V6 that goes through a 10-speed. Fuel economy is 15 around town, 22 on the highway, with power outputs being 440 horsepower and then 510 pound-feet of torque. We're closing in on 500,000 subscribers. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. The hood is raised there on either side. You got the Expedition logo front and center too. C-shape for the headlights. You got the darker grille with the Ford logo that's blacked out. Fog lights at the bottom, tow hooks, as well as underbody protection. So just like any other Tremor, this has a bit more off-road kit. 33-inch tall tires, 275 by 70 by 18, and you know, pretty good setup. The general grabber AT tires are not my favorite pick, but they're good. Anywho, Tremor decal on the side. We got the fixed side steps here too. And then here is the side profile. This is the short version of the Expedition, which makes the most sense for an off-road vehicle. You don't want too much length, that gets in the way. When it comes to key fob features, we've got the Ford logo there on the back. On the front, we've got our lock and unlock, remote start. Got the opening for the tailgate too. Now you've got these controls to lower the second row. The third row you can raise and lower via power. And then we do have a little bit of storage underneath. And then we've got some outlets here on the other side. You can see 12 volts, and then we got a 400 watt outlet as well as some USB ports. And yes, this has the new tailgate setup, which makes this even more like the Land Cruiser, or at least the 200 series. Gotta love the taillight design with this kind of intricate. And then you'll note that, yeah, the tailgate, the top part's blacked out. So the back end definitely has this interesting two-tone appearance with everything put together. This week's giveaway makes my Jeep look lame because it is a supercharged Rubicon 392 that is fully decked out, producing 650 horsepower. Now, not only can you win this Rubicon 392, but part of the giveaway is also $26,000 in cash to help pay for the taxes. And not only that, your donations go towards helping children's and veterans charities. So use code BHC or click the link in the description down below or in the pinned comment. Any donation, $25 or more, will give you 4x bonus entries. Let's now check out the interior. We've got some kind of like gold stitching there at the top, soft touch on the door panel, quite a bit of storage below, and then this trim right here, very rugged. There's a button on top of the seat to move it forward. That's pretty easy, and it lets you access the third row. The third row seats have more of that gold stitching, so they continue that theme. There's 3 seats back there, and you can fit adults back there. Again, it's a full-size SUV. Legroom here in the back is good. Got a little storage pocket, some USB ports. We've got some cup holders, our own client zone here in the back. There's another outlet down below. That one's another 400 watt. And finally, we do have some ventilation throughout the top, and you'll note that it's got a panoramic sunroof, so the second row passengers get access to that. Keyless entry for up front, and let's check it out. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors, and then down below, notice the front 2 windows are automatic. The mirrors do power fold in, and more than that, nice trim. 1360 is the payload capacity with this rig. Tremor there on the front seat, perforated all down the center. We've got power adjustments with lumbar support on the side. The passenger seat's also power adjustable with lumbar support. Now this has a part-time four-wheel drive system, but it has high, auto, and low. You also have your drive mode select belts in there and a rear locking differential. And start it up. When it comes to the steering wheel, very interesting shape, but yeah, it's got the multi-function controls where you can change what this adjusts depending on what you have selected there. You can see the cruise control on the other side. And then Ford's kind of combined this gauge cluster with the heads-up display in a way, so you got the screen all across the dash here, and that's just your regular gauge cluster. And then next to it, you've got another screen where you can customize the info that's in it. And see, I've got kind of like a giant screen across the dash that doubles as gauge cluster, heads-up display, then also extra info. And then below, we've got another screen. This has the camera system, so 360 camera system. And then it's also the main infotainment system, so yeah, it's a touch screen. And this is where you change the tabs and stuff up top, depending on what you're looking for. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty quick to respond. The climate controls are built into the screen with this. It's got heated ventilated seats too. Below that, we do get a few physical buttons, so like the manual gear shift stuff. You got for your auto stop start, for the camera system. You got your off-road cruise, it looks like. And then we also have trailer brake controls, trailer backup assistant. There's a phone charging pad there, some USB ports, cup holders. And then this has the center console that slides. I mean, this is just interesting. Like, what's the point of this? more storage. That's the point. But what I'm saying is, why can't this just be a manual latch? Why does this have to be overcomplicated? I don't know. Controls for the sunroof up top, and we do actually have a sunglass holder. And then I do want to mention there is some nice trim on the dash. Tremors don't come cheap, $84,140. Let's see how the Expedition Tremor performs. Set off in the Expedition Tremor. So, my wife and I had that second gen Sequoia. We obviously sold it so I can do that long-term test on the Lexus to see if Toyota's new powertrain is reliable. But if we ever, I shouldn't say if we ever, down the road we're gonna do another full-size SUV likely, because we both love full-size SUVs like this in terms of the space they provide. We're gonna have more kids. We've got 2 right now, but we'll have more. So it's that or a minivan, right? Once you have 3 kids, you can make it work in a regular car, but you kind of want them split up a little bit, and then you want space for stuff so you can go on family adventures and everything. And so it's either a minivan or a full size. And the thing that is appealing to me about the full size is the long-term durability of them, because minivans are all unibody. And then also the off-road capability. Like, you know, if you want to go on an off-road family adventure, you can do so in something like this. Whereas, you know, I guess they got like the Toyota Sienna Woodland, but that thing ain't gonna hold a candle to this off-road. So we'll see if this excites me as much as some of the other units. And it's funny, I'm reviewing all of these full-size this week, because I just did the Sequoia TOD Pro, I just did the Armada Pro 4X, and now we're in the Expedition. I guess the last one will be the GMC. No, I think I did it the other week. Yeah, it was modified, but I did a Yukon AT4 Ultimate. Here's what I'll give and I guess the Wagoneer is the other one. Those, I don't think the 26 is gonna be out for quite some time. But here's what I'll give, the critique I'll give to Ford and General Motors. Too much screen, too much screen, too much screen. It is to the point where it is ridiculous. Now, you can let me know if I'm missing the point here, but I think that this isn't what people want. Nobody asked for this. This is an automaker doing something that looks fancy, but in reality this is just cost cutting, right? General Motors is like is a better example, because they have the same screen in all their cars now, pretty much, or most of them. And so you can tell it's like, okay, they just have to build one unit instead of a custom dash for every single car. It's just the same garbage plopped onto every single vehicle. And I will call it garbage, because although it's got some customization and their screen responds pretty quickly, it's so annoying having to click through several menus for functions that you're going to use all the time. Now, not everything's in the screen with this, but like the climate controls, I want a knob. I understand that I can just click this for the fan speed and click that for the temperature. I get it. I still want a knob. And like this, for example, I gotta pull up this menu. This is so distracting just to change the airflow. Again, we have an old-fashioned fix for this. It's called just having a little dial that you can kind of twist, or a knob that you can switch, flick. I want that. Headlights, climate controls, anything associated with a transfer case or off-roading. So, you know, your transfer case select, your diff lock, any of that, drive modes, all of that needs to be physical. I'm okay if like the button to turn on the 360 camera is something in the screen. I'm okay with that. But this, yeah. And also, why are we doing buttons for the gears now? Like the I think you're driving down the road and you're like, gotta manually shift, gotta press the, it's like, why? Man, this car drives so, this is the tragic thing, is these modern SUVs drive so well. Like this thing is super insulated. I think it's got acoustic glass up front. Yeah, you got acoustic glass up front. It's super insulated. The suspension's extremely comfortable. These modern traction control systems mean this thing can like do all sorts of crazy off-roading, no problem. There's so much to love about this car. And it's like, they have to run it with the screen stuff. I think that, you know what guys? Maybe this is me getting too big of a head, but I think that every single automaker, before they release a car, I should be able to review it
like the pre-production unit. They should send one out to me, let me review it, and I will tell them everything they do that is just stupid. I'll be like, this is stupid, that's stupid, this is stupid, change this, change this. I'll do it free of charge. As long as they let me post a, well, they probably wouldn't let me post a YouTube video, right? So I guess I'll have to charge them a little bit. You gotta pay me for my time. But I just, when I get into these new cars, I feel like it wasn't designed by someone who like actually drives a car. And you know what, maybe that's all part of the plan. Maybe they're purposefully making these cars super like not user-friendly with a lot of items so that they convince people to just get into self-driving cars. Maybe it's all part of the plan. I don't know. But this new Expedition, everything else, it's the best Expedition ever. I love the tailgate in the back. I love this space. I love this Tremor package. It's got so much going for it. They went too hard into the tech. And Ford, and any manufacturer that's watching this, this is a deal breaker. This stuff is 100% a deal breaker. My wife will not touch anything if it is all digital. She just won't do it. And this is like, I mean, if you guys want me to like bring her out and like, she'll say the exact same stuff that I'm saying. She'll be like, why? This is stupid. I don't like this. Get me out of this car. So I don't think it's going to show right away, but I think long-term automakers are going to hemorrhage more and more sales with these new vehicles. And the automakers that still give physical controls, they're going to sell more cars. I mean, here's a good example. I would have never considered Nissan. Never in the past. Why? Because they don't have the best brand reputation, resale values not all that strong, right? We all know, like, there's all these things going against Nissan. But the new Armada Pro 4X, I look at that and I go, it's got screen, but it actually has quite a few physical controls, and it's more user-friendly than this by far. Like, it doesn't have the stupid multi-function steering wheel garbage. And so I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll buy a Nissan. I wouldn't have said that like 5 years ago. What happened, Ford? But anyways, I think this is a great SUV. If you can get past the techie stuff, the rest of the car is phenomenal. If you can deal with this, if you're more open-minded than me, you'll love the car.